Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are, fellow viewer. Welcome to another scene for the Kingsland venue. The scene is set as Zander's freehold, where two lovers sit in resplendent bliss over adult activities. The scene is set as Zander's freehold, and I will toss that back to the player to describe.
Okay, in this particular part of the freehold, we are going to be in the upper level, master bedroom.
Yeah.
I'm
Your,
just,
your house sounds like a horror story right now. Like, what is all that creepy?
my house.
What's that creepy shit
Oh, I'm
happening in the background?
Oh, you're walking into oh, it's just me ruffling papers. I forget how loud this mic is.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, because it's been a while since I had described Zender's bedroom. In this bedroom is it's a massive circular room with a to the right is going to be a bar area with a wading pool. Is a bar setup, and just beyond is a tree, and underneath the tree is a huge double size. Because as we know, Zander has a thing about sleeping in beds. Zander cannot sleep in a bed. So the floor is covered in a light heated mist that has managed to warm the room to a really nice tropical temperature.
Okay. Kegoma and Zander doesn't labor under such limitations, so he's definitely enjoying the post-evening festivities in the beds with the sheets and the pillows and stuff like that before he flips over onto his back.
Zander's staring at the trees, at the leaves and trees.
It seems as if during the time that I have left, you have made this place more your home, which is good. Because before it was definitely your mother's. I imagine there's quite a bit of stories to be told and such adventures.
The walls could talk. Huh? Wait, they can't. Like, wait, they can't.
House secrets, then?
These rooms hold no secrets for you.
He smiles at that very broadly. Well, I must say, although my paths have taken me all across this great nation of ours, there's no bed that's more comfortable.
Yes, it's because it's a hammock. Makes all the difference in the world. He smiles.
Call it what you may. So, are you catching me? Are you catching me up, or is it too soon for that?
Catching you up. Let's see. Well, you have chosen a very auspicious time to return to the city. That's for sure.
It's not my choice. You know it's a thing.
Yeah. Yes, I know. let's see. Personally, been trying to do all that self-improvement stuff. You know how that is.
Motivational
Always trying to
videos.
become a better me. Yeah, they go. Always trying to be a better me. You know how that is.
How to win friends and influence people. Got it.
Exactly. 101. After accepting the position as a captain of the guard for Starfall City, I thought that was a really big leaps and bounds, but apparently over the last couple of things have just seemed to have been keeping going, So it's like I haven't had a moment to really think about much. Down and lay on the side towards you. I've been running. Wow, what I would thought was cleaning up for more show. End up having to nasty nightmares.
It's dangerous business. How did that turn out?
With ingenuity, it worked. It worked out for the better.
Okay.
The marshal's going to have his hands full. Hopefully, I'll be appointed as a magistrate.
Well, I think I'll offer my congratulations now. It seems as if you're competent enough to do the work, so I see no reason why he would not deem you qualified for such a position.
It wasn't quite as I don't know. Maybe I wasn't expecting to have to do MI6 work as a magistrate, but I guess these are the times.
What would you
I had a
expect
meeting
from
with-
such a role? Just curious.
More policing. I was thinking.
I just offer a word of caution. The sheet holds that every lord is the law in its land, right? So by virtue of every lord being the law of his land, there is no need for the position of the magistrate, but the position exists. So I will offer you a suggestion that you might be doing a lot more MI6 work, he says with a smile.
Yeah, I think a lot more. With the way things are heading.
Careful. There's not a lot of magnanimous she that I'm aware of.
Queen Mav has lost her mind. I see dark times ahead.
Doom and gloom is my niche. You must land on my territory.
Well, when she has the Red Branch Knights storming into Goblin Town and dragging people out. And even the Silky Court, David got beaten to a pulp and dragged out into the streets.
Who did?
The regent of the Silky, David.
Oh. I don't know. What would bring about such a thing?
And I had it. What's her name? Give me just a second. I have to find the announcement. Of seen or heard it.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
About all his trips. I don't think Kegoma would have, since he's been running around on his trip. So I'm trying to find the announcement.
Okay.
He goes, after the investigation of the trial of Princess Lenore, she's found guilty for crimes and murdering Romulus and the attempt on Morin's life. Apparently she is admitted to being aligned with the Dark Court, the Silly Court. Yeah, Morin is absolutely, I think she's shaking her boots right about now. So, I mean, they've rounded up people from all over. I mean, they've even taken people from Australia's keep. I don't. Even Vlad has been taken in for questioning, which I can understand.
These are definitely interesting times,
to say the least. I've sent word to Eve. Maybe there's something she can do. I'm still waiting to hear back from her.
something that she could do that you cannot.
Being that shares friends with Lauren, I'm hoping maybe she'd be able to talk to her.
She hasn't been active in these courts for over a year. Surely you don't think she has any sway still. She are very short-sighted.
Well,
Your present company excluded, of course.
No, but whether or not she's been active in the kingdom or not, they're still friends of sorts.
Friends or allies of convenience? You have to ask yourself now that you are aspiring to higher things.
Well, let's hope that there's still some convenience in that friendship.
Let's hope.
Yeah.
Well, enough of the pillow talk. What about the Ilunit? There's been quite a lot of talk about a house that purports to deal in secrets and mysteries.
Yes. I mean, I haven't spoken much to Australia lately.
Hmm. Well,
There were several that were taken from her house.
several. That is very sad. You guys have been close. I hope that you plan to do what you can to support her.
Of course. Yes, of course. You ever know me to turn my back on a friend?
Can't imagine that's in your nature.
Hmm. Oh, a bird, a message on the wind, I should say. I had a meeting with Count Castiel.
Yes. Oh, this dear Castiel.
Well, with everything that's going on, he has a lot on his plate. It seems that there is a logging count that is potentially looking for a new bear, and Castiel has thrown my name into the fire.
That's an interesting phrasing. Why would you say he would throw your name into the fire for such a lustrous position?
Meaning I know it won't be that easy.
Careful of your wording. Your house has misgivings to some of the other houses. And unfortunate phrasing like that might make others pause and think that you may not be worthy of such a thing. You want to prove that you are worthy of such a thing.
Not taken.
Still haven't taken a bite of the poison apple lately.
Pardon?
Oh, I just find it amazing that you still haven't bitten into the poisoned apple.
What poison apple?
This kingdom is the poison apple, my dear.
You know, I have come to the unimaginable in so many different respects.
If you ever find yourself with some time, you should definitely. Well, we're definitely not visiting Northern Ice again.
No, no, no.
You sure do know how to ruin a place.
Oh yeah, that was all my fault. Sure. Sure. All my fault.
You're the one that stumbled into the bleeding Sado.
You're the one who made me go to Alaska. Couldn't have been Tahiti or Hawaii. No, Alaska.
Well, outside of my sights abroad, there's not many places in the States I haven't traveled now, so. Thinking South America next.
In the hills of Peru.
I always wanted to go to Rio, or Brazil.
As long as they ain't Antarctica. Okay.
I think I have my feel of the code.
There's a thought that's bothering me. I find it rather odd, the timing. Just when they're ready to make an assault on the Dante, this all happens. I think it took convenient timing.
I think everything happens for a reason, but I have been watching the threads of fate for far too long. I've said this to you often. Where there's see coincidence, I see providence, causality. Tug one string, and there's an effect that ripples across the tapestry. I think it's a exercise in futility, however you think of those things. You can only play the cards that you're dealt. But if you truly believe that something is motivating these actions, then before you take a move against the downturn, you need to get to the heart of it, I would say.
And maybe I just spend too much time worrying about things I have no control over.
It's your right to worry about what you choose. Whether that worry brings any merit or any advantage. It's another story.
Yeah.
to the Dante? What is your plan?
Well, from what I understand, they've been tracked to a sanitarium. Apparently it's their headquarters, and they have taken to turning people into Dante, torturing us. I mean, it's apparently the doctor in charge of the hospital believes in 1920s medicine. You know what I mean? Shock therapy. You know, the more horrific side of the middle time.
I can scarce believe such a thing would still be legal.
When the Dante, that's what I'm saying. It's yeah. I believe that they have their hand in a lot of things. And they will have enough influence to keep the local authorities out of the picture. Besides, what goes on behind closed doors, or most people don't want to know when it comes to places like that. And the community that surrounds the sanitarium is more of a Stepford Wives type community where everything is perfect. So they bring no attention to themselves whatsoever.
I recently watched one of those silly sci-fi movies, and it had an interesting moral to a story that seems poignant here. It's one of those zombie movies, but at one point the moral of the story was that sometimes an organism tries to masquerade its weakness as its strength.
We plan on attacking on two fronts. Actually, the good doctor himself, in hopes that would cause enough of a distraction to get someone. It's still a plan to be hashed out. And just as we were thinking that we were hashing a plan out, police went on a rampage. Most were more concerned about their loved ones disappearing. Apparently, those people who weren't of strict traditional views have been up.
Well, you're definitely less than traditional. Why haven't you been rounded up?
Oh, maybe because I'm not a threat. You as well.
It's a very odd measuring stick if they believe that you're not a threat.
If I can continue to ride under the radar, it's much more to my benefit.
I think you're deluding yourself, my dear. You're far above the radar at this point. Maybe your first 6 months in the city, perhaps, but you've been in the city far too long. Open your eyes. You need to be aware of the things that are happening around you. They're not overlooking you. You need to find out what's happening.
I haven't heard from Lenny since our father was released. Maybe I'll go have a talk with her.
Out of court, has that assumed a regular cycle again?
No, actually, but there was a meeting in Parliament. It was when everything went crazy. Apparently, it was a meeting just with all landowning nobles, I would say. Apparently, there was slavery amongst us.
What do you mean slavery?
Well, apparently, all to raise taxes on slavery. Cassio wanted to increase the tax to like 35% and against it, and Laney spoke out against the tax increase, and Laney, Duchess Laney decided that shouldn't be any slavery at all, and she was mortified. And I don't know. After that, her father got snatched. It's a retaliatory gesture.
So, the count that you served condoned slavery?
No. I'm thinking that he wanted to raise taxes on it so it would not be as profitable anymore and it would go away. But I guess he knew better than to just say that it should be banned. Look what they got Laney. I think he plays his politics well. He's like tries to say like politics is a bitch.
He doesn't look pleased at all after the current. He doesn't look pleased at all after the current topic of conversation. But he's content to let it go. Zander tries to change the subject and say politics is a bitch. Do me a favor, yeah?
He looks over at you.
Don't go any place that I can't follow.
He smiles. Ditto.
He smiles as well.
So, old man, have you had your rest yet?
Whatever would give you the impression that I was anything but rested?
He smirks. And a breeze starts to rustle through the leaves. And we can end the scene there because they're going to get it out again.
You got the button.